Hey everybody, this is Chris at Zenmark Reptiles. Thank you for joining me once again. Also, Ringo's joining me once again. He's been my little buddy. Well, he is my little buddy, but he's been really spending a lot of time with him lately because I've been home so much. Anyways, guys, if you're new here, please consider liking and subscribing and hitting that notification bell. What that notification bell does gives you a notification that I have a new video out. I do release videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So let's get started. Anyways, today I'm just going to tackle a little question. I have made lots of rat videos over this time, over about the 100 videos I've made, but people have been asking me, is it worth breeding your own rats? And like I said, again, I have lots of rat videos out, but I'm going to make another video about it. I'm just going to make a short video about pros and cons of breeding your own rats. So let's get started. So first of all, we'll go over the pluses, the pros of breeding your own rats. And I think there's lots of pros of breeding rats. Let's go on the list here. I definitely think that if you have over 15 snakes, it's worth doing. I'll tell you that right now up front. So the first pro is having the right size for your snake. So when you do frozen, when you buy them, you never know. When you order a large, there's such a variant. They give you such a variant gram size that you don't know if you're getting the right one. Also medium, small, all that. Pretty much only you know what you're getting is a pinky and maybe the fuzzies. But after that, they kind of like what they say is not what you're usually getting. And so it's kind of nice knowing, if you can look at your snake and knowing what it needs and pulling it out of the bin. That makes it a lot easier. Having the right species and having the right rat for the snake and what it needs is great. All right, guys, another plus is I save money. I save lots of money breeding rats. When I was buying frozen, it was costing me lots of money, and I was afraid to get more snakes because of the cost of the frozen. That's why I started breeding my own rats, because I looked at the cost, and even before I started using pig food, I was still saving lots of money. Now that I'm saving tons of money, I can make any rat size for 50 cents or less. The reason why I say 50 cents is if I need a large, I kind of added it up. A large is going to cost you about 50 cents over time, and the rest are going to cost me a lot cheaper. So cheap frozen online is probably for a pinky is about $1, and that's from Big Cheese. Big Cheese is one of the cheapest places, and that's not counting shipping. So if you think about that, that's a real big money saver. Okay, next potential is you can make extra money. Well, until this COVID-19 came out, I was actually making pretty decent money from my rats. I was selling them to people over in Seattle, and also another place in Moses Lake. I was actually driving there once a week, taking my rats there, and I was making a decent amount of money. And what I mean decent, I was making minimum wage, and it was kind of nice because I was having some other way of making money. Right now, no one's buying from me because no one wants to do anything because the state is on lockdown. So, so I actually had to back my colonies off big time. I had to pull all my males out and just slow down my breeding. So I had an overpopulation for a while, and I'm slowly solving that problem. But that's what happens, though, is that when actually this COVID-19 goes away, knock on wood, sooner than not. Oops, he didn't like that. We can get back to producing more rats and actually making some money doing that. But the thing is what I was using that money for is to buy racks and to buy more snakes and to pay for their food. So essentially the rats weren't costing me nothing but labor. And I'll tell you right now that my daughter has been doing most of that. She's been really sweet about that. She's actually been cleaning the rat cages for me, and I do appreciate that. Thank you, Madison. Let's talk about the next one. Another thing is actually how humane it is to grow your own. And what I'm saying is that I know personally that my rats are treated well. I'm not saying that it's the Ritz or nothing down there, but I keep them in a nice clean cage. I give them fruits and vegetables. I take care of them. I know they have food and have water, and they have a good quality of life. Not to say that I'm going to feed them to my snakes, but I know that they're healthy and they are well taken care of before the deed is done. And what I'm saying by that is that, I used to feed frozen to my snakes when I first started out, and I started feeding my own. And I'll tell you right now that I saw a big jump in size. I'm not gonna lie, they were growing a lot faster when I started feeding them my own. And I'm not saying that places abuse their rats, but they breed them in such large quantity that they can't spend that time with their rats and make sure that they're healthy as much as you can if you just breed them yourself. And don't get me wrong, I like Big Cheese and I like Lane Labs. I bought rats from them for a long time and they treated me very well. But now that I breed my own, I don't do that anymore. And I noticed a big jump in my snake size. Okay guys, another big plus is that I don't waste rats anymore. What that means is I would unfreeze rats, and I wouldn't, like if I had 10 snakes to feed, I would only probably unfreeze about 8 or so, and hope they all ate them. Later on I got me some monitors that kind of helped that problem out, but I did throw rats away. Now that I use live, I put them in there, and if they don't eat, I put them back in the tub. So I don't waste any rats anymore, and that's kind of a good thing because I'm growing these animals and I don't like to get them just to waste. I don't want to throw them away. I want them to be, you know, if they're gonna die, I want them to be fed off. That's what it is. Okay guys, so those are all the pluses I can think of, and I bet you there's a lot more. You guys can comment below if you guys think of any more pluses, but the breeding rats is really saved me money, saved me time. I don't have to drive everywhere to get them. I don't have to, you know, wait for them. There's times where I had to order them some frozen ones because something happened. Like at one time my freezer stopped working, and I had to wait, and my snakes couldn't eat for, you know, a couple weeks. And it was really frustrating, where now I know that I always have rats on hand and I don't have to worry about those problems anymore. So like I said, I know there's more pros, but this is what my biggest pros that come to mind when I'm doing this. Okay, let's go over some cons. So with everything, there's always some cons. That's just the way it is in life. There's always some cons to everything you do. So first of all, they smell. The thing is I have to clean them out every 6 to 7 days. Even with, I have a filter, 2 filters going down there. I personally have a lot down there, but it's actually getting better because I'm actually condensing my rats. I'm not breeding any of them right now. I'm trying to get rid of some of my rats because, like I said, I'm not selling them. But I have a vented room, and I also have a floor air purifier in there, and it really helps out. And I don't really have smell right now, but I do change them every 6 days. Now, if you have a couple racks, like a small little racks, and you have like about, I'd say 20, 30 rats, you're probably not gonna have that smell that I do. But you know, I was breeding about 300 a week, trying to keep up with this. So you know, my room, if I didn't keep those vents going, it would stink in there and smell. So I had it vented all the time. Now that I'm just breeding for my own snakes, it's the room is not that bad, and I really honestly don't have to vent it no more, but I still do. Just makes me feel better. But rats do stink, and that's just the reality of it. Now, African soft furs don't have that smell problem, and I've had other videos about that. They don't have that stink, but normal rats, I'll tell you the truth, they produce fast, which I think ASF rats produce fast too, but that their size gets to be usable real quick, and that's what makes the normal rat more popular. This brings me to the next con, overpopulation. And what that means is if you're not selling them fast enough, if you don't keep that male out of there, you will have an overpopulation problem with normal rats. Normal rats can overtake you real quick. They breed so fast, it's crazy. It's prolific how fast they breed. So if you keep a male in a tub, you will have babies galore. It's insane. So I would regulate when you put the males in there, and like think about how many you're gonna need for your collection, especially right now, because I don't know how well people are selling them right now. Me personally, I'm not selling any. I think I've sold like a couple since this coronavirus hit. Before I was selling them like crazy, but now I'm not, and so you can be overpopulated real easy unless you regulate those males. And like I said, I totally just pulled my males out right now. That's what I'm doing, but like I said, there's still some that are pregnant, even though I pulled them out because they got pregnant before I did pull them out. This is one of the most common cons that I think about, and people think about too, excuse me, is that They're actually wonderful animals, rats are. They make amazing pets, they're very smart, and they are cute. I'm not gonna lie, they're cute. And people think, well, a rat's cute. Well, if you've ever seen a baby rat, they are amazing and they make amazing pets. I didn't really know that until I started breeding them, and I love rats. And every time I feed them off, I have a moral dilemma. It really frustrates me. It makes me, actually, the whole day I'm kind of like somber. I don't like feeding off rats. I'll be honest with you right now. I mean, you may call me a pansy, a sissy, but I do not like feeding off rats. I don't enjoy it. It actually really hurts me, but I know that my ball pythons and my other snakes need to eat, and that's just part of life, and that's a reality of life. I mean, in the wild, they eat rats. Something's got to die for you to eat. That's the way it is with us. I mean, we eat beef, chicken, and even if you are a vegetarian, a plant has to die for you to eat. Unless you can just eat fruit. Most people like you eat celery and things like that. Something has to die for you to eat. That's just the reality of life, and I don't enjoy it. So this might be a dilemma for some of you. It might be easier for you to get a already killed package instead of like having to do it yourself. Like I said, but I don't take any enjoyment feeding off rats. I don't like it at all. I don't watch live feeding online. I just don't do it because it actually bugs me, but I do it because I have to, and it's just part of life. Okay, here's another big con. Cleanup. Cleanup sucks. I'll be honest. I don't like cleaning up rat poop. I don't like taking them out, cleaning them up. Luckily, my daughter's been doing this for me lately. Like I said before, she's amazing, but you know, she goes in there and takes them all out, cleans them all out. It's no fun. It's a horrible job, especially if you have lots of tubs. If you have a couple racks, it's no big deal. But if you have a lot of rat tubs, it is no fun cleaning them up. I'll be honest, it sucks. It stinks, it's gross. You spend all day cleaning them out, you rinse them off, you have to take a shower afterwards. I wear a mask because I don't want that stuff in my lungs. It's no fun. That's just what it is. Okay, this is the last big con that I think personally, and you know, it might be, like again, you might comment below what you think, but is what the extra waste. That's a big problem. Like, you take all this stuff out and have extra waste and what to do with it. Luckily, I live here in Washington, and Washington allows me to put it into the compost bin. They don't care because it's all compost because I use pine and it's rat poop, so they have no issues with it. Where you live might be different. It might be different even in this part of the state. Like you know, over here in Eastern Washington might be different than over in Western Washington. I don't know. Luckily, I can do that. But again, that's only 9 months out of the year that I have these bins so that I can dump it in there. Otherwise, I have to find some place to take it. So I have to go to the dump or something like that. And it's kind of, you know, it's kind of annoying. Finding an extra place to put that waste. Now, if you have, you know, a small trash can, you can upgrade to a big trash can. That's great for you, or you can get a couple trash cans, you know, but we have these ones that, you know, they give you the biggest size, and all of it don't fit in there. So I have to use my green tubs, and during the winter time, I have to find some place to put it. So that's a big problem too. Anyways, guys, I hope this kind of helps. I've been getting this question, is it worth breeding rats? And you know, like I said before, I've made lots of rat videos, but I definitely think so. I think it's worth it, but with everything, there's always pluses and minuses, and there is, I think, way more pros to breeding than cons, but there is those cons, and you know, if any of those cons are hard for you, then you might not want to do this, and you might stick to frozen, especially if you know you have a small collection of snakes. I have a big collection of snakes, so it saves me time, money, and it's just worth it for me. But what's worth it for me might not be worth it for you. Anyways, guys, so please check out some of these other videos right here. Also, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. I am doing a giveaway here in a couple videos, and just stay tuned for that. I love you guys. Take it easy. Be safe. Later.